Okay, so welcome to the second of two videos on the third section of chapter 3. And this, my friends, will be the final video of the summer program. Now, this one hopefully will be a little bit of fun for you. Each of these slides, and there's 8 slides altogether, 9 slides altogether, but each one will take just about a minute, and I'm going to give you a minute to look at a bunch of images, and each of the images contains an optical illusion of one sort or another. And so think back to what we were talking about in terms of depth perception and all of the other terms that we defined in the first video. The difference between sensation and perception, top down and bottom up, the figure and ground principle, and all of that kind of stuff. All right. So here you have a lovely little picture of a guy on a horse, dragging or with the reins of a pack horse in his hands, and he is making his way through a wilderness scene with a stream running through it, and it's rocky, and there's lots of trees and that kind of thing. All right. So look at the picture for a little while. All right. 30 seconds or so, and see if you can determine if there's anything weird about this picture at all. And so here's my question for you. Do you see the faces? All right. And they're all over the place. In this case, you've got a face here, a face here, a face here, and so on. And there's lots and lots and lots more. Okay. Did you see them before I pointed them out? Okay. All right. So this is a depth perception question here. All right. You've got a pair of checkered balls, and they're sitting in a slot of some sort made of bricks. And if you look very carefully, you can see that the two parallel walls of bricks look like they're converging in the distance. And so the question for you is, which sphere is bigger? Now, if you paid attention to video number 1, you probably already know the answer, but look carefully, all right, because it certainly appears to me at first glance that the one in the back, the one in the distance, is far larger than the one in the front. However, if you were to cut these two images out and place them one on top of the other, you'll find that they are the same size. All right, there's no difference between these two. Okay, they are the same size. All right, look at them again. Do you see it? Okay. All right, so here's an interesting one. This is you can see a Roman gladiator or centurion standing behind a pillar. All right. Now, what I want you to do is look at the top of the structure and then look at the bottom of the structure. And I want you to look specifically at the columns. Are the columns round or are they square? If you look at the very top of the picture, they certainly appear square. You can see corners, right? Or at least what appears to be corners. But if you follow them all the way down to the floor, you can see that each column is resting on a pedestal, but the bottoms of the columns are round. Now, the way that this illusion works is that there are only 2 columns at the top, but there are 3 at the bottom. All right, and so this is kind of a neat little optical illusion. All right, so the answer is they're neither. All right, they're square at the top, and they are round at the bottom. Okay. All right. All right. Next one. So you've got a window in the side of a building that's covered in ivy. Have a look. The question is the window itself on the left side of the building or on the right side of the building? In other words, if you're looking at one of the side walls, is the window on the right or the left? Are you looking at the building so that you can see the left wall or so that you can see the right wall? Weird, huh? Well, if you look at it from one perspective, you're looking from the top down because here's the windowsill. All right. And so that would seem to suggest that you're looking at the left side of the building. However, and you can see that in this case, the windows open in. All right. However, if you look at it from at the top, you're looking at the top of the cupola that covers the window, and here the windows appear to be coming out of the building. All right, and so again, this is an optical illusion. All right, it's neither. It really depends on your perspective and therefore your perception. There's no right, by the way, there's no right or wrong answer to any of these. It's simply what you see first. Because remember that your perceptions are based on your own beliefs, your ideas, your knowledge, and your perception. Okay. And everybody views these images differently. Okay. But the answer is it could be the left or the right, depending upon your perspective. All right. How about this one? Cute little elephant, right? So the question is, how many legs does the elephant have? How many legs does the elephant have? Well, it again, this is one that is similar to the one with the Roman columns. All right, because if you look at the body of the elephant here, you've got a leg here, and a leg here, and a leg here, and a leg here. But you'll notice that only let me start that again. Only the back leg ends in a foot. Okay, this one. Okay, this leg, there's nothing there. This leg, there's nothing there. And this leg, there's nothing there. But there are four other feet. One, two, three, four. So this elephant actually has four legs, but 5 feet, if you get my drift. All right. Again, it's an optical illusion, and there's no right or wrong answer. Um, God bless you. Um, it's just one of those optical illusions. So kind of a cool little trick to play on your eyeballs. Okay, here's a good one. I like this one. What do you see? Obviously, you got two old people embracing one another. All right. An old woman on the left hand side and an old bald guy on the right hand side. The question that I have for you is, do you see the guitar player? The two old people, the two old people's faces are actually composed of other people. Do you see? Ugh, come on. Do you see the guitar player now? Okay, there he is. And if you look at the other side, there's another person who composes the old woman's face. All right. But again, depending on how you approach this, left brain or right brain, you may answer differently at first, depending upon what your strengths are. All right. People who are left-brained will see it one way. People who are right-brained might see it the other way. Okay. Now this one is very freaky. All right. Let it settle down and then just stare at it for a minute. Do you see it turning? But it's not. Okay. It's not turning at all. This picture is not moving. It's the combination of the orange ovals, and they are surrounded by half black and half white curves. Notice that on the left side of the picture, the white curve is on the left and the black curve is on the right. But on the other side, the white curve is on the left and the black curve is on the right. That's interesting. All right. What that does is it creates something that looks almost like an arrow. All right. It's pointing in the same direction. All right. But on the tube in the middle, the colors are reversed. And what that does is it gives it the appearance of motion. Okay. So it looks like it's going around and around and around in a circle. But in reality, the picture is not moving. Okay. The picture is not moving. Okay. Now, this one is really meant to be projected on a screen, okay? And it's very difficult to do this on a computer screen. It's just not big enough. So this is designed for a classroom where the image is really, really big, all right? But my question for you is, if you look at this picture, who do you see? Depending upon how far away you are, you may see either a picture of Albert Einstein.
It's 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Jesus. Or you may see a picture of Marilyn Monroe. All right. Now, the way this may or may not work if depending upon how big the screen you're looking at is. But if you can, take a few steps backwards or forwards from the screen, and you may see the image change. All right. Again, this is designed for a much larger screen, so it may not work as well for you if you're looking at it on a phone or a tablet or something like that. But you can see either Marilyn Monroe or Albert Einstein, depending upon your distance from the image. All right, one more, okay? So we've got a picture here of a bottle of some sort with a cork in it, all right? And on that bottle is a design. So look at the design. What do you see? What do you see, Auden?
Two people.
Really? Two people. My daughter says she sees two people. I can't believe I'm showing my 13-year-old daughter this. Do you see two people? Locked in an embrace? Are you sure?
Yeah.
You're all perverts.
What the frick?
You're all perverts. It's dolphins. Lots and lots of little dolphins. Here's a dolphin. Here's a dolphin.
I did not see that.
Here's a dolphin. And so on. So those of you who saw two naked people, you're perverts. All right? You should be ashamed of yourself. I want you to go to confession this weekend. All right.
I couldn't see them from that far away.
My daughter's embarrassed. Poor little thing.
I couldn't see them from that far away.
Anyway, so I hope that this last lesson was an enjoyable and kind of fun one. And make sure that you read through chapter 3. Your midterm exam, your final exam will be on Thursday. So make sure that you read the chapter and go through all of it. And I hope that you learn something.